conference for FlyQuest. We will be taking questions here in the media room as well as from journalists in our Discord. If you are in the Discord channel, please type your question in chat to be read out loud. And for journalists in the room, we'll go ahead and start questions.
Jensen, what do you think of the series?
Is this thing on? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. What did I think of this series? I felt like we kind of just made a lot of individual mistakes that didn't really play up to the level we normally would. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like they didn't really do anything special. I think when it just came down to being clutch and make the proper decisions, we didn't play like we normally did, and we got punished and lost.
Question from Pedro Romero for Nuke Doug. Commiserations goes to everyone at FlyQuest for the loss today. Now, coming into the series, FlyQuest was looked at as the favorite towards winning the title, but looking how the series went, that ultimately didn't happen. So what do you think were some of the biggest factors to your loss?
I think that we just underperformed a bit. I think like we had some drafts that were better than others today, but in the end I think we just weren't like clutch in the moment, you know. So, but I still think our team, we could have easily beat them, I think, but we just didn't happen today.
Arsh.
For Whippo, can you talk about the Urgot pick in game 1? It was a surprise.
I thought that Urgot was a good scaling champion against really beefy team comps. He tends to do a lot of damage front to back, and it's very easy for him to single out champions. I thought we had a lot of single target CC, and it would be easy for me to either ult Tamkinch, and basically you can single out one frontliner and he will have 25% less health because Urgot executes them. Usually the fight will be really good. It was also a pocket pick and comfort pick of mine, so I simply think he's good in the meta. He's performed really well for a very long time in solo queue, and well, it's at the end of the day the same game. So I think if Urgot does well in solo queue and wins a lot over a large sample size of games, the champion must be good. So I practiced him and tried him. I felt that he was quite strong. Just unfortunately, I misplayed some key angles in team fights, and even though I did feel really strong in the game, I couldn't actually pull through and carry because, like my other teammates have mentioned, I just didn't have the clutch factor. But I think I could have made a really large difference that game with the pick if I was just simply more proficient. Unfortunately, I was not. I think Gangplank was just the most stable champion into TF. TF's laning phase is really oppressive and hard to deal with. So I like playing him as a neutralizing counter, and I can match some of the global pressure with my ultimate. So, usually it's hard to play around mid lane to fight because Twisted Fate with global will always attack or help mid. But Gangplank's global ult reaches bot lane, so you can actually use your global as a way to support your team through playing through bot. And Twisted Fate can't really answer your global pressure that way. So it relieves the map pressure a little bit, and then you scale really good. But unfortunately, also my mechanics on Gangplank were lacking. I had 4 items. I think I should have easily carried that game if I was more proficient mechanically. I had the items, and I just didn't have the skills to carry my team. I think, yeah, same thing. I think I was really strong, and I could have carried, but I wasn't good enough.
Ashley?
Hey guys, I'm sorry. Second place. I didn't realize that you guys were playing third keys. Pedro Costa. It has been an exciting season for FlyQuest. What is your overall reflection of 2002 spring season, and what is your expectation for the upcoming MSM? Let's start with Lucia.
I mean, overall reflection is obviously I think we should have won today, but overall I still think we're an amazing team. My teammates are really good, and me and Masu personally, like, we have so much room to grow. So if we keep filling in the gaps in our gameplay, if we meet TL in summer, it's over for them. And looking at MSI, it's going to be a great experience. We're going to learn a lot, and it'll probably be a lot of fun.
My reflections, I'm not sure. I haven't thought about it too much yet, but I think I might have been not malleable enough in the way I learned. I think I should have had a more open mind, I guess, this split to everything instead of just many things. Because before I had ideas about how I wanted to play and ideas about how I think the game should go, and I played to those, but I didn't really have the communication or like planning skills to get my team on the same page. I think that is the biggest thing, and then other than that, I just need to continue learning from my teammates, from other pros, and just work on myself. And then for MSI, I'm really just using it as a learning experience. I'm just excited to play against the Eastern bot leaders. See how it goes.
Lucio and Master, which other bot lanes face at this time? I know that a lot of teams have not.
Any like Eastern bot lanes are super good, and honestly, just like scrimming Eastern bot lanes. So anyone honestly, but personally, like Carry is my idol, so I'd love to face him.
Same for me, but I've been a big fan of Elk mostly, so I play against.
Also that if any like every player can just like talk about the teams or player they want to play against on international stage.
I'm really excited to play Top Esports in 369. We have some history as individuals as well as I have some history with their team, so I'm really looking forward to playing. I sincerely hope they make it, and even I'm just really excited for that.
For me, I want to play against G2. So my all-time rivals.
Who do I want to play against? I don't know. I was actually thinking about Faker. I mean, it would be nice to get a win against Faker before I retire eventually. Yeah, maybe I could make that happen. But I don't know. I'm just looking forward to playing against all the Eastern mid laners, and yeah, I mean, I hope I can beat Faker. That would be nice.
Just shout out to Fnatic and G2 if they can make it. Obviously, I have some long-term history with those two teams, so it would always be fun to see how they're doing still.
Another question from Discord. Despite the loss, you will be looking ahead to MSI as one of 2 LCS representatives. As someone who has had plenty of experience on the international level, Jensen, Inspired, who do you think will be the biggest issue for the team to face, and what are some of the issues that you'll have to address as a team?
I think the hardest team to face would be Genji. I think they are just very good players mechanically, and they don't make the game very chaotic. So if you are not better than them, it's hard to beat them. While other teams, I think other Asian teams, even though they might be better than you, they are playing very aggressive and fast games. So it's possible that they make mistakes, and you can kind of capitalize on that. While I think playing against Genji, they seem like they don't play the game fast. They just play it very controlled, and it's just hard beating them. So I think that team will be the toughest, I guess, to face for us.
And what are some of the challenges on your team that you'll have to address?
I think, we are a strong team. I think we have to work on the stuff that didn't work well today for us, which is being decisive in the clutch moment. I think usually we are good at it, but today I think in every single game we are in position when we could have won the game if we just played out the fight correctly. I think it's not like we didn't know how to play it out. Maybe we were just a bit hesitant on the angles and not on the same page. I think that's the biggest stuff we need to work on. I think while we are in a good position, we need to all know how we want to play out the team fight, the game, in order to win. Because I think the situation like that will for sure happen at MSI, and if we play them out better, we'll win. If we don't, we'll just lose. So.
Other questions in the room?
Casper, when Press came in, you were having a discussion with Whippo on how things should have been done. I asked Jensen earlier what he thought of the series. What did you think of the series?
I think game one was kind of a warm-up game, so I'm not really don't want to talk about it too much. I think we had a draft that was hard to play out. I think Jensen had to do most of the carrying, and he didn't really poke people before the fight. And then we took early game fights. We lost from that. It was really hard to come back. But every other 3 games were the style that we like to play and TL wants to play. So they were kind of even. And I think in all of the games we were in position when we could have won. I think game 2 was just perma fighting. We managed to win that one. Game 3, if we at 10 minutes when me and Jensen engaged on TF and we put out mid to Aurelion Sol, that was a big swing towards TL side. I think if me and Jensen played better mechanically on top, we would beat them there. And if Whippo just looked at his screen, he would not die and just push mid and actually help us. I think we would be the one in the driving seat there. And for the game 3, I think after the lead we got, we should have been able to pressure the map so hard because Talia had no flash after early game skirmish. I was stronger than Poppy. We pushed her out of jungle, but we just played too fast and we kind of both died. And then I think the fact that we didn't have TP on Olaf made the game kind of complicated because Cassante had perma TP up and we couldn't really use our team fighting power because enemy always have numbers on you. So it's kind of hard to engage the fight. And we still made a good pick on Poppy. We started the Nash, and I think that the Nash play was possible, but it was a really hard situation to play out. But I do believe the best teams in the world will pull the Nash there, and they will actually finish it and win the game there. We were not able to do that, and we lost the game there. So as I said, I think we just lacked a clutch moment, kind of patient. We were just not good in the even game. I think when we actually had the option to win, we just didn't go for it, and we misplayed.
Down for everyone. Do moments like this series comparing, is that something to build upon to be clutch later, or is that something that feels like should have had it there?
I mean, for sure we should have had it there, but it's nice to go through this kind of experience with every team because next time I think we will just play it out better. I think, yeah. I mean, it's kind of new style of play, I guess. We're playing very aggressive, a lot of CC and just engaging the fights. We were doing it well in the previous series, but I think today we just kind of didn't perform under pressure well enough. But I think now the pressure is off. We'll go to MSI and hopefully in this kind of situation we'll play better.
I think it's just most important. I think clutch factor usually comes from being decisive and being on the same page, having very much trust in your team that when you pull the trigger it will work out. And I think that's something we lacked, where I don't think we rallied around the same idea enough. And I think mentally, especially on the Barons, both times we threw it, because we actually threw it in game 2 as well, but we won anyway. I think it was too much hesitation between should we finish it, should we turn? And I think that it's very hard to be clutch when you don't know if everyone's thinking the same thing as you are. So I think the most important thing is just connecting with everyone and making sure that everyone's on the same page. Even if it's not the best call, still better be on the same page on any call than everyone's trying to decide for themselves what to do.
Last follow-up, was game 3 varying everyone on the same call and didn't work out, or was that
Game 3?
different call?
Game 4. Game 2 and game 4 is when we had the Baron throw, so we lost Baron.
Yeah, like Callisto Baron.
Yeah, the game 4 Baron or game 2?
Callisto, whichever one.
They don't have Krista both times?
We had Callisto both times.
When I was playing Rumble?
No, we were playing.
Oh, game 2? I mean,
that's
we just wanted to bear Nash at 2K, but enemy jungle was just too good. I think I don't know, either I press smite or Masu press rend, and I think Umti just knew that when usually you play with Kalista, you smite Nash at 2K, so he just burgered it at 2K and he got it. So he was kind of lucky there, but we played him because usually when you start Kalista, you just press Kalista and smite at the same time, and usually it's 2K. So we could have maybe did it on different number, but against NA players it does usually work. But Umti's Korean, so he just knew what to do.
Thank you.
Final question in the room? Arsh?
I'll ask the question that how do you feel in terms of, I mean, both realistic and also talk up NA a bit maybe, but I mean, realistically, I think there's a lot of hope for how you guys play. You play very aggressive. You play in a way that we don't often see NA reps at internationals play. And so how do you feel like going into this tournament that you'll be able to like, leave your mark?
I guess I'll go. It's actually pretty scary for me. Usually when I would go internationals, we were turbo scalers. Like I would usually be on a team where we would pick like Gangplank, Zaya, Cassiopeia, like full scaling team comp, make enemy team like have to beat us early game, and then at some point our death ball is just too big and we just kind of win. So the fact that I'm not playing on a team where like this is our forte, where we like, all picked like turbo scalers that win lane anyway, would be really exciting for me. I think I have a lot of faith in my team because I think we're really resilient mentally, despite the fact that we have like had a lot of arguments and obviously like trying to figure out how to play the best as a team. I think everyone comes on game day like 100% trying to contribute as much as possible, every scrim as well. And I think that resilience is the number one thing you need, because when you go to Asia, usually you get shit on for a few weeks. Like you just scrim and like, nothing works. Every draft you lose, both sides. You don't know what to do, and you need to give people time to learn the matchups again against the best players in the world, because it looks very different when you play against the best in the world. So I have a lot of hope for our team, and I'm excited to not have that like safety net where we'd always like scale and group mid and see what happens. So it'll be exciting to see what happens. I'm looking forward to it.
I can add on to it. I mean, still think we're a really good team, and I hope the loss today didn't like knock on our confidence too much, because I think we have a really good idea how to play the game, and we play really aggressive and fast. And I can see us beating the top teams. Obviously, we just need to play better, and it's going to be harder against better individual players. But I think we have a really good idea how to play as a team, and yeah, I think if we stay confident and play well, we can beat the best teams in the world.
Yeah, I'm also happy we are going to planes. It's better to go to planes because you get to warm up. And if you would have to face Genji in the first best of 5, I wouldn't be too happy. So.
Yeah, I feel bad, I guess, for TL as well. Like they'll show up and
they will show up.
They'll show up and best of 5 against Genji straight away, or best of 5 against T1, or BLG or something. Like that's kind of rough. Yeah.
Double elimination though.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better when you get knocked down. Yeah, it doesn't get much better in the double elimination. Actually, can you play region versus region? Like, can you play NA versus NA in double elimination?
That'd be the Golden Guardian.
Yeah, so maybe they bully us again, but it won't happen next time.
FlyQuest, any final words?
I mean, I just want to appreciate the people that supported us today, of course. Everyone believed in us and tried to do, as much as they could to support us as a team. I really feel like I let down the organization and the people supporting us, because I relied on some of my signature champions that I would normally always do really well on, like Gangplank and Urgot. And I feel really bad about the fact that I didn't get to pull through, even though many times before people saw me succeed on these champions. So I just feel bad for my team, and I just want to say thank you for everyone supporting us despite that. And I look forward to people getting excited for seeing us play at MSI, because I'm 100% certain that we will at the very least be exciting, and we won't go down without a fight.
All right, that's it.
GG's.